Hi guys, how are y'all doing? Today I want to talk about Rick Rubin's marketing funnel. I know what you're thinking. How does a music producer, what does he have to do with marketing? But he did build a marketing funnel, whether he knows about it or not. So let's dive deep. So Rick Rubin, what's really fascinating about him is that he has been successful in almost every genre, right? Like from hip hop, working with guys like Jay Z, the Beastie Boys, and then you look at rock, what he's done with Metallica and Red Hot Chili Peppers, AC/DC. Then alternative rock with like Linkin Park and Wizard, and like R&B with like Kanye West, Eminem. I can call that, I think hip hop as well. And, pop, you've got like Adele, Shakira, country, Johnny Cash. So, like, it's unbelievable how he's been able to kind of work with, so many different genres and excel and completely excel in all those genres. And when I was kind of searching and looking at how, his approach, and, I was looking at his interviews and how he's talking and how people, when he interviews other people, what kind of questions he asks, and when he gets interviewed, what kind of answers he gives. And I kind of built this kind of like marketing funnel that I think can make sense of how, his kind of like golden touch, how like Rick Rubin's golden touch kind of affects the people he works with. So it's pretty simple now, and I'll take you step by step. So the first thing is, basically authenticity, right? He always talks about letting the artist be himself, talking about experiences that the artist himself, has seen, has experienced. He always talks about focusing on the art form, right? Focusing on the material itself. So you see, like a lot of people, it could be in different fields, they end up focusing on different things, right? Let's say even in tech, you could see people who start focusing too much on ego, or too much on what's going on in the news or politics, etc. And he's basically grounding the people that he collaborates with, and really tells them, then, hey, you gotta like focus on the art, right? You gotta focus basically on the craft. And I think this is a very important thing, focusing on the art. This works obviously on every kind of form of art. It could be business, it could be music, it could be writing. So many different other things. He always talks about ignoring outside noises, which is kind of like focusing on art. But the thing about ignoring outside noises is the ability to be able to look around you and understand that the art should come from within. So it's not only for looking inspirations outside, but actually letting those inspirations come within. Uh, Leveraging word of mouth. So he's not like this digital guy. He's not running PPC ads for his collaborators. They have publicists and media agencies that do that for them. But he's always kind of working this network effect, right? So if you see Rick Rubin, he's always getting to know more and more people, and he works with the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and then he works with someone who's a friend of Red Hot. Or so that word of mouth game, that networking game, that very organic game is very important, and it's very essential for the funnel, both for his artist and for his own personal brand. Narrative, creating a narrative, that relates to authenticity, right? So he keeps on talking about, hey, like, if you're going to create this piece of music, this album, let's create a story. He treats an album like a novel, right? He treats an album like a movie, like a long form movie. So basically knowing how to organize a narrative, and making sure that narrative comes from a true place, from an inner place, is something that's very important for him and his artists. And this is amazing. Once he really talks about this, about trusting the audience. And this kind of summarizes his whole method, right? This whole funnel. When you focus on your art, and you're ignoring outside noises, and you're leveraging word of mouth, and you're creating a narrative, and you do all that while focusing on the art itself, and you let go, and you just trust the audience, you just trust that the audience would love and feel what you're doing. It's very beautiful, right? Like, you see a lot of people, a lot of YouTubers and a lot of other content creators, they talk about, like, always have your audience in mind, always think about your audience. But always thinking about the audience is can sometimes get in the way, you know? And when research a lot of different other artists, for example, Prince, Prince always cared about, he wasn't a perfectionist. He would basically create a song and he would capture the feeling of that song, and he will let, all the critics go. He will let all the inner conflicts, inner demons go. And I've seen a lot of business people do that as well. I think Elon Musk does that pretty well. I think like every great entrepreneur and every great builder and every great marketer first has to create for himself and just let his creation resonate with the audience organically, right? Obviously, you need to distribute your content and even use paid methods to do so as well. But like, don't always focus on the audience. Keep yourself involved, keep yourself interested in the product, in the way you do things. And yeah, so I think like Rick Rubin is not, a traditional marketer, but I definitely think there's a lot of marketing techniques that can be learned from him. And, just like celebrate his career. He's been a tremendous force in the music industry. Uh, Thanks, guys, for checking this video out. Please subscribe to the channel. And yeah, thank you so much.